I am Michael Jacobs. I'm the Chief Legal Officer, also the playwright, book and lyrics for Ruby.
Nate Jacobs, President and Creative Director of Nate Jacobs Productions. We're here to debut the Detroit production of our new musical Ruby. And so excited about bringing it here because it is just a brown and black story that needs to be told, extremely entertaining, and I just know that it will change Detroit forever.
I would just add to that there are so many stories of us, African Americans, and their development of the culture of this country. To be able to tell that story to an audience like Detroit, Michigan, who is so rich with culture itself. Just to have an audience of folk appreciate stories about ourselves that are little known, but so rich in so many issues and lessons for us for even today.
People who visit Ruby, what are they going to walk away with?
A wonderful, entertaining show from jazz music to gospel. You know, in the room, catch a feeling, in the room, to a very powerful and compelling story that talks about us as a people. It is important and very timely, I feel, where we are in our country for the story of Ruby. I was changed personally as a black man.
If you looked at it in a limited context, and what I hope people will take away from it is magnificent accomplishment folks were able to achieve in 1950s Deep South. And although there is some tragedy there, what you will see in it is that what they were able to do in that time is unprecedented and teaches us or leaves with us the lesson that even though we deal with really difficult situations, out of it, we can create extraordinary things. And I think that's what Ruby and Selma did, that they lived in a time when they had major hurdles before them, but they were able to overcome that and achieve the extraordinary.
Black women playing these phenomenal roles in the development of societies and communities. Was that in 1952, and how relevant is that still today?
Ruby McCollum was not content to be in a box. And we learned that about her from the very beginning. Even as a child, people talked about who she was and how she was, that she was just different. And she was a leader. She was not content to conform. And she was able to be a leader among men, I would say powerful white men, in a time when that just was not possible to do.
So where we are, the theater is in Sarasota, Florida. That's about 6 hours from Live Oak, where the story of Ruby and Sam McCullum took place. And so I had an opportunity to talk to people from that area. One woman said, as a kid, as she passed Ruby and Sam's mansion that was in the middle of Live Oak, she said they were our heroes. They gave us hope that we can live like that. We could be like that. She said, so when the tragedy happened and it was the fall of that dynasty of Sam and Ruby McCullum, she said, Black people did not rejoice in that. She said, we were really disappointed in it because it was like, we almost could believe and hope that was possible. And look what happened. And a lot of that happened because there were white power that was, like he said, always liberty, trying to limit where we could go. Even as me as a founder of a Black theater institution in South Florida, where my theory is, it's called the Miracle Theater, because they say, how have you been able to bring the Black theater institution downtown in a predominantly white city and be as successful as you are? As I just told you earlier, it is so inspiring to be in the city of Detroit, where Black people are seen and on the scene. So I just know with that kind of inspiration, this is going to be very special, not only for me, but for the artists that are coming here to perform the show. I know the inspiration they're all going to get from this experience. So that's exciting too.